Hello, and thank you for joining today's webinar called Fortra Proof of Concept. Now, at Fortra, our vision is to increase security maturity while decreasing the operational burden for our customers. Now, we set out some goals at the beginning of the year to bring innovative capabilities that help customers solve new use cases, and so this is a mid-year check-in. Now, a couple housekeeping items. Session is being recorded, so you will be receiving a link to this recording at the end. Also, we're going to be taking questions towards the end of this as well. So please go ahead and pop in your questions into the question box, and we'll answer as many as we can while we're on the session. And whatever question we don't answer, we'll be sure to follow up with you offline. So my name's Antonio Sanchez. I'm your host and moderator. That's me on the right-hand side. I'm joined today by our Associate VP of Research and Development, Mr. Bob Erdman, and I'm also joined by our platform strategist, Mr. Kevin Vliet. This is what our agenda is going to look like. We'll go through our platform vision and strategy, unification of threat intelligence. We'll get a little bit of insights on what we're hearing from the market regarding the new platform and our strategy, and then we'll answer the questions here at the end. Now, if we take a step back for a moment to help us realize our vision of what we wanted to be, several years ago, we developed and launched an acquisition strategy focused on multiple attack vectors. And so what you see here is the history of the acquisitions that we've made to be able to address those attack vectors. We focus on data and infrastructure protection, along with managed services and security training for our end users. This became the raw materials for what is now the Fortra portfolio. So to take us through that, I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Kevin.
Awesome. Thanks, Antonio. So what we're looking at here is how we are bringing all of those products together into complete solutions within here at Fortra. So first up, we've got our infrastructure protection suite, and that consists of our vulnerability management and offensive security offerings. We also have a data security suite consisting of data loss prevention, digital risk protection, and secure file transfer, as well as email security. And then we also have an automation suite, which consists of enterprise workload automation and robotic process automation. We have some centralized analytics solutions that simplify product administration, centralize key metrics, provide mobile control, and our new platform provides dashboards for security and operations data, helps customers deploy our software. Many products have user interface access from here, and you can even do analytics from this panel as well. All right, so let's get into Fortra's platform. Now, Fortra's platform is a multi-vector cyber defense platform with three goals in mind. We are looking to enable organizations to demonstrate security posture and compliance, mitigate material cybersecurity risk, and reduce operational costs and burden of cybersecurity today. So what you see here is a view of our security landscape dashboard that we released at RSA just a month or two ago, and it's a unified view into security posture, compliance, and risk across multiple threat vectors. Now, before we really get into things, we think it makes sense to lay some foundations in place. So we're here to talk about Fortra's platform and strategy behind that, but behind every good strategy is a set of important problems to solve. So let's start with a few key roadblocks that we're seeing. Now, the first roadblock is the tools themselves, and security teams are overloaded with vendors and products. Now, overload leads to what you see here, where over 75% of security teams today are using 50 or more security tools in their environment. Now, how is a security team that's already overloaded with day-to-day issues, thousands of alerts and emergencies, expected to be able to effectively manage 50, let alone 100 plus products? We really don't believe that they can, and it's certainly not sustainable. The second roadblock is focused on how attacks are evolving. Now, multi-vector attacks create an overload of suspicious noise. Today's sophisticated attacks rarely use just a single threat vector. Attackers use vectors in combination with one another, like you see here in the picture, which creates an attack chain. And a lot of suspicious noise is created because of this, and it gets really hard to know what you're looking at unless you have the complete visibility into the correlation across these vectors to make sense of what you're looking at. And the third roadblock we want to highlight is around the people doing the work of cybersecurity each day. Now, we all keep hearing about the skills shortage, but we're trying to solve the skills shortage the wrong way. We've spent some time as an industry talking about the high number of job openings, close to 4 million globally, according to some estimates, but not nearly as much time rethinking what's possible for the over 5 million that are already employed. Now, when you plot these two roadblocks out, you get something like this. And this gap will continue to grow unless we can find a way to empower security pros to get more done. And that's what Fortra platform is going to focus on. So to point us in the right direction so that we can address this gap, we created the vision statement you see here. And there are two words in particular that I wanted to highlight. The first is increasing security maturity, which is, Anthony, if you can click next slide. Yeah, so the first is the security maturity. We want to increase security maturity through the unification of our products while decreasing operational burden, which delivers optimization of our solutions. But this is easier said than done. So today we estimate there are roughly 4,500 companies providing some flavor of cybersecurity product, service, or solution. And to adequately protect an organization today, you're going to need something from most of these boxes from a multitude of different providers. Now, the problem with that is that because of market fragmentations, these customers typically focus on single attack vectors. But what we've said earlier is that single attacks, vector attacks, are not how most attacks happen today. And in contrast, Fortra has made really great progress towards becoming a security company that removes these three roadblocks. Now, by bringing best of breed solutions together into a cloud-native multi-vector cyber defense platform, we'll be able to go broader than just a single point solution, but also go a lot deeper in terms of capabilities and manageability and solve for those three roadblocks I talked about. Now, these are some key focus areas we firmly believe represent critical pillars to our platform strategy. Now, the data model to me is the single most critical piece. It seems so simple, but so many companies get it wrong. Products have to describe events and their associated resources and objects in consistent ways to unlock the ability for higher level correlations and detections. Strong governance over this process is crucial, and we have that here at Fortra. ThreatBrain, similarly, our products need to share their useful threat intelligence across our suite of capabilities, ensuring maximum efficacy of our offerings. Bob is going to dive into this in a little bit. Agents, we'll talk about more of this in a minute, but at a high level, we're looking to simplify the customer's operational day-to-day experience when managing our software on their workstations, servers, etc. And lastly is the user interface. As we incrementally deliver on the other pillars, the user workflows can then be made much more consistent, drastically simplifying the user experience. Now, it's important to note that this is all done incrementally using proven agile Scrum principles to ensure we deliver consistent progress to our customers along the way. Now, as I mentioned earlier, it all starts with the data. Now, based on the foundation of the Open Cybersecurity Schema Framework, or OCSF, which is seeing wide adoption and support across the industry, we're making sense of the many signals, both from our products and third-party sources within our Event Fusion Center component. This provides us a base on which we are building more advanced correlated detections and achieving unified workflows across our suite of products, further simplifying the lives of our users.
So with Fortra ThreatBrain, what we are really working to do is create a unified data lake of all of the threat intelligence gained from Fortra products, Fortra partners, everywhere that we can find it, and essentially get that feedback loop going. And really, if you see something, say something is kind of the way it works. If we detect an anomaly in one of the Fortra products, we bring that information over to the threat brain and process it. And then we are instantly able to send that information out to all of the other Fortra solutions, which allows everybody to become protected on that thing that one of our solutions just found. Next slide, please. So as the brain gets smarter for one customer, it's getting smarter for everybody, because as we see something happening at one of our customers or one of our intelligence sources, and we're able to pass that out to our other detection methods and our other products, we can instantly, again, be able to block those multi-vector attacks. And as Kevin talked about, a lot of times we are not seeing a single source threat actor. They're using one technique to try and gain credentials, another technique to phish for initial access, persistence and lateral movement coming behind. And any of these indicators, as they're passing through, can be interpreted and processed by our central threat brain data lake and then pushed out to protect all of our other solutions against those different methods. ThreatBrain is also very heavily into the machine learning side, and Fortra as a whole is very heavy on the machine learning and AI side. We use anomaly models in many different products and solutions, from email and brand detection to vulnerability scoring and risk ranking to log detection analysis within inside of our MDR, XDR products. So as any of these different processes and models are able to find additional malware or threat actor indicators, or helping us cluster a certain threat actor group to different infrastructure that we're seeing, we're able to pass that through and use that to help protect the next product down the line and make sure that our customers benefit from everybody's infrastructure the way that we go. Some of the trends we're seeing lately: ransomware, BEC, credential theft. Again, these are not single source actions. Many times you'll see a grouping of these things. Somebody may impersonate a brand in order to try and phish credentials, or send a voicemail phishing type attack, as we see more often, and then use that to gain access to a system. We're seeing on the ransomware side lately a lot of new attacks against critical infrastructure. That was a bit more hands-off in the recent past, where stay out of the country you're operating from and you kind of got a slap on the wrist or look the other way. More and more now, these groups are coming after, healthcare systems, power supplies, water sites, you name it. They really have broadened the reach of where they're going. A lot of it's related most likely to the geopolitical conflicts that we're seeing in a few different areas of the world, but that makes it more dangerous for all of us. We all have to be much more watchful around that. Some of the things we're seeing a lot in the BEC side, we're continuing to see a rise in payroll diversion attacks. Somebody coming in, impersonating an employee, trying to roll their payroll over to a new bank account and being able to then get access to those checks. Those are some of the things that the Fortra threat intelligence teams actively work on and protect against as they're looking to take down the bad actors around the world. And the brand impersonation, a lot of times people are thinking companies. Somebody's trying to look like Nike or look like Bank of America. More and more often, we're seeing scams running as celebrities. They're getting online, they're preying on people, trying to get them to donate to a fake cause or send money to a fake injured person or whatever. And a lot of that's happening on social media, where Fortra is working with those social media companies and other places to help take those things offline. We also see a lot of executive impersonations happening. So CEO of your company is calling in on the back door to get some gift cards or to get a MoneyGram for somebody. It's a birthday, it's a surprise meeting, it's a reward. You can't tell anyone about it. Those are all the triggers that should be making us think twice about these things. And the Fortra threat intelligence teams are able to work with those companies and those impersonated users to gather that information, make it known what's going on, and then work with the places where this is proliferating, where that's social media, file sharing sites, domain providers, to knock these bad actors offline all around the world.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob. So touching back on the 4 pillars of the platform, we'll touch on the third one now, which is the Fortra agent. And this is where we've invented a way to create a unified agent without rewriting our underlying source code. So we have 3 separate and powerful endpoint products within our data protection suite, DLP, classification, and DRM. Now, the goal here is to simplify the customer experience with regards to deployment and operation of these agents by treating them as modules, essentially 3 parts of a whole. Now, if we had all the time in the world, it would be great to rewrite all of our agents into a single code base, but that's just not realistic. Instead, we will put a common framework around our existing agents, which will be deployed as modules, providing the same capabilities they always did, but now in a way that is consistent for our customers and truly delivers an experience of a single unified product with a set of complementary capabilities. And the fourth is we've built a user interface system to normalize our user experience across products. And this is really where it all comes together for both our internal SOC and you, our customers. In large part, the point of everything we're doing here with our unified platform is to deliver a simplified efficient user experience. There is a power in simplicity. Complicated, cumbersome processes are error-prone, confusing, inefficient, and result in lower quality outcomes. So you'll be seeing our products coming together as a single set of unified experiences, all part of a larger whole. Our cloud email protection offering and our vulnerability management solution will be some of the first to be fully integrated into the platform, with many other exciting capabilities to follow. So 2024 is shaping up to be an exciting time to be a Fortra customer. Now, taking a quick look at the roadmap here, some of those solutions that are either in the platform or coming into the platform. So we'll start with CEP, or Cloud Email Protection. Now, this is the first solution that we began with where we unified Agari, Fish Labs, and ClearSwift. Now, this is a really fantastic solution for anyone migrating to Microsoft 365, as this adds BEC, spear phishing, and targeted social engineering, all things that Bob touched on. It is cloud native API based. It's a cloud native API based solution, so it's very easy to deploy, and there's no need to modify email routing. And again, this is available now. VM, Vulnerability Manager, unifies our digital defense frontline vulnerability management solution, as well as Beyond Security's BSecure. This is also going to be including Tripwire's IP360 technology, which is their vulnerability manager, and you'll have customizable reporting. And again, this is also available. Our latest offering that's now available is our XDR solution, and this unifies AlertLogic's MDR with Digital Guardian's EDR capabilities, or endpoint detection and response, using the Fortra agent. Now, this is a fantastic solution for organizations on AWS and the ones that need the same level of visibility for on-prem and cloud environments. And again, this is available now. And coming in the second half of this year is our data protection solution on the platform, where we'll be combining Digital Guardian, Secure Collaboration, which is formerly Vera, and Data Classification Unification, which was formerly Titus. And again, that is going to be available later this year.
All right. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Bob. A little bit of feedback of the things that we're hearing on the platform. We're hearing just great feedback from the analyst community. In particular, they love what we're doing. We hear over and over that they don't care about tools anymore because what they're looking for are business results. So it's great to be validated by the analyst community that we are absolutely heading in the right direction of what customers want. And it's not just in the United States. We're actually hearing some of the same things overseas as well. We heard multiple things, particularly from one Asian cybersecurity distributor at RSA, and we're seeing it across the board, even with Fortune 500 companies, one semiconductor manufacturer, as well as a large financial services firm, that they actually want to be doing more with us, and they want to be seeing more, and they want to be the early adopters and first to adopt the different solutions that are going to be on the platform. So there's just a handful of bits of feedback that we've been hearing from our customers and our partners and distributors on the direction and the things that we're putting together in the roadmap as it relates to the platform. Handful of updates. I just picked a couple of updates that I thought were notable. I've got the URL at the very bottom, which you can go to actually get the full release of updates, which would be in much smaller font. But we're very excited to launch our extended detection response, or XDR capability, which is combining what Kevin said earlier, the Alert Logic MDR, along with the Fortra agent, to where we're able to get some target endpoint telemetry. The Managed Detection and Response MDR, there's several new features and reports specifically for PCI DSS 4.0. And then within the security awareness training, we've added QR code feature for phishing simulations and also additional campaign flexibility. This is in addition to the number of awards that we won. We won 19 awards with the Cybersecurity Excellence Awards, our Fortra VM product, which is something that Kevin touched on, that's on the platform, won the Fortra Cybersecurity Award. And then we've also, with our WAF, have won that award along with the Top InfoSec Innovator Awards. That was actually for Fortra VM as well, along with the G2 leader for spring 2024. So I could go on with a whole bunch of other awards, but it's great to see that the industry is noticing the things that we're doing and how we're innovating, and we're bringing these solutions to the market for our customers to help them solve difficult problems and help them solve an extended set of use cases. Something that we want to ensure we have everybody know is like, okay, you've heard all this stuff, so what does all this mean? And I'm going to get to the questions here in just a moment, because we've got a few that are popped up in there. And that is, this is all great and it's all innovative, great things that we're hearing. But at the end of the day, what we really tell customers is, wherever you are in your security journey, you need to ensure that you're doing the basics well. You still need to have a strong patch management program, because patching is still the number one way to be able to reduce your attack surface. You need to be sure that you have good password hygiene. You need to be sure that you're taking care of your data and your intellectual property, and you're handling it the right way. Kevin, I'll start with you. Anything in particular that maybe you want to add to, doing the basics well?
Yeah, sure. I would just add that, here at Fortra, being our customer cybersecurity ally, our goal is to help our customers on their security journey. To increase their security maturity, while simultaneously decreasing their operational burden. So we are your resource, we are your ally, and our goal here is to help our customers kind of move the ball down the field, if you will.
Okay, great. Second thing, focusing on your vital few, whether they're partnerships, capabilities, or tools. I mean, obviously you can't do everything at once. Bob, I know you have this conversation a lot. You want to touch a little bit more on that?
Sure. You definitely need to understand what it is you're trying to protect. What are your crown jewels? And then think like an attacker. How would somebody run an attack path, breach your defenses, and try and get to those things that you're trying to protect? What capabilities do you have in-house? Where might you be lacking in skills or personnel or tooling where you need to engage with some third-party partners? And Fortra, for that fact, we are huge believers in third-party partnerships. Our attackers are not local, they are global. A threat actor can be located anywhere in the world and be coming for our infrastructure, as we see things happening around the world these days. And in order to maintain great relationships, we want to make sure that we as Fortra are partnering with, other private entities, other public entities. We work with multiple law enforcement agencies around the globe to be able to enrich each other's data and threat intelligence as we see things to help protect our customers. So I think partnerships are huge. We want to be your cybersecurity partner as a customer, and we want to have a lot of other partnerships to help maintain that leadership standard for you.
Great, thanks, Bob. And the third thing on here, invest in your people. So Kevin talked a little bit earlier about how we as a security industry have probably overly focused on the number of people that we don't have in the cybersecurity industry, rather than focusing on the people that we do have and focusing on helping them be more efficient, supercharging the people that we do have, the ones that are in the industry. And so what we're doing with the platform and what we're developing is the ability to help supercharge those people, because like anything else, it's people process, and then your technology. So it's three parts of the stool, and so we're trying to help enable that. We're trying to help enable that, but at the end of the day, it's still the people that are adding that final layer of context and being able to take the actions that are going to make the most impact for the security of the organization. Got just a handful of questions here because I know we're running out of time, but it's interesting. You just mentioned law enforcement, Bob. Somebody is asking, can we disclose or talk about either the number of agencies that we're working with, or can we talk at least some of the specific agencies that we're working with?
We definitely work with agencies all around the globe, well over a dozen. I saw, there was a note in that earlier slide about FBI and financial institutions. Fortra works quite a bit with our federal agencies, our financial institutions, places like FS-ISAC, Health ISAC, some of the different ISACs around the globe. We also maintain partnerships with multiple entities that are outside of the United States where Fortra is headquartered. Again, we're really working for that global reach where we can get intelligence and provide intelligence to people anywhere that they might be located to maintain the protected outcomes they need to see. So, if we see something on a different continent, we want to know that we know who to call and take care of bringing those things offline.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Somebody else said you touched a little bit about machine learning. Can you talk a little bit more about just artificial intelligence in general and what Fortra is doing? I don't know if that's you, Bob, or you, Kevin, but I'll start with you, Bob.
Yeah, I can start it out. So many products within Fortra have elements of machine learning and artificial intelligence embedded within them, both for ease of efficiency and for determining more protected outcomes and ideas. So as we look at what it is that we're trying to detect, is it a phishing email? Is it anomalous network traffic? Is it sketchy domains that somebody might be accidentally clicking on in a phishing message? We use different types of machine learning models and intelligence sources to be able to quickly and automatically pull those indicators out and make split-second decisions on, is this bad or is this good? Should I allow this through or should I block this and notify somebody? And having that automation allows us to scale up those different outcomes and make sure that we can handle those at the speed and at the capacity that our customers require. A lot of people are really hot on ChatGPT and other generative AI type models. Fortra is working on different things like that. One thing that we definitely want to say is GPT is not always the answer, but when it is the answer, that is the tool that we will use. Our goal is, of course, to provide the best outcomes that we can for our customers.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. We're actually pretty close to time right here. There's a few other questions, but we'll definitely get to those offline, and we'll follow up with you. But anyway, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing your insights today. To the audience, we hope this was insightful for you. And with that, we are going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.